Welcome and thanks for tuning in. We're going to start out with the fun stuff. We're going to go ahead and start this thing up, show you how we cut some logs with it, and then later in the video we'll jump into a little description regarding the specs, kind of how I found it. As the title states, it was a barn find, and then what I had to do to repair it to get it running. Hope you guys enjoy. Alright, well, I can obviously do some fine tuning on the carb on this one. I did clean it out, but I know there's some settings for the high and low that I should mess with, and I should sharpen that chain a little more. So for the purpose of this video, I'm not going to cut anymore, but you get the idea. Pretty cool little saw. We'll go ahead and talk about the specifications and the build of this next. Alright, so the Stihl 011 AV. As I kind of said earlier, this is a barn find. This saw was manufactured, I believe, from 1979 till about 1982. I found it, and I was told it probably hadn't ran since the 1990s, so they weren't really sure. I did have cleaned it up a little bit here. It was covered in some gas and some oil. Actually, the reason I found why it didn't run is because it needed all new gas lines, and I'll kind of go into that a little bit more later. But obviously came with this nice carrying case. I'll go ahead and get it out of there for you. There it is in all its glory. Like I said, this saw was manufactured sometime in the late 70s, early 80s. It's 41 cc's. It only weighs about 10 and a half pounds. Pretty little light duty saw. Came with a 12 to 16 inch bar. This one has a 16 inch bar on it. Takes a 3.5 millimeter file. Just gotta run over the build of this saw here. I said again, Stihl 011 AV. Came with the electronic quick stop. You got your gas and oil mix up here, and then here's where your bar oil goes. Kind of flip this up for you. Choke's right here on top. Choke on, off. Same here. You got a kill switch on, kill switch off. Here's what the other side looks like. It's obviously where you take the chain off. Kind of loosen it there. It's got another little, well, you can see that screw in here. That's how you tighten it once you loosen that main bolt. Pretty common. Kind of a cool little history fact about this saw. The saw itself was manufactured in Virginia Beach, Virginia in the US. But the bar itself, I'm stamped right on there, made in West Germany. I think that's pretty cool, indicating it was manufactured during the Cold War. So when I bought this saw, like I said, it did not run. Obviously, just do the normal troubleshooting. As soon as I took the carb box apart, I found out why. The gas lines were completely deteriorated and needed some new ones ran. I'm actually going to go ahead and take this apart and kind of show you how those run, because it is a little different how it's vented out the side to find where that goes. And I couldn't find much on it when I was doing the repair. So hopefully someone will run across this if it helps them, if they come across this saw and need to rerun those gas lines. So the first thing we're going to do is take this carb box off. Just one screw right there. And then we'll actually take the main bar nut off, because that's where the gas line is going to vent out the side. So I'll take that all down and I'll catch back up with you there. Alrighty, once you remove that screw, this top just comes off. A little air filter in here, obviously need to clean that up a bit. And then here's your carb box and all your gas lines. Okay. So the main supply, like most chainsaws, is pretty obvious. It goes through the housing there and goes forward into the actual gas tank, has a little filter on the end of it. That line just comes around and connects onto the carb. The other one's the vent line, obviously just kind of hooked on there. It ran through and it goes out the side here. And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and take this off and kind of show you how to get to that. When I took this apart, it wasn't obvious because obviously the stock gas lines on there were completely deteriorated, and probably 50 to 100 pieces down in here. So the way this was ran was not obvious. So to try to figure out what went where was a little bit of a chore if you haven't worked on this specific one. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take this side apart so I can show you where that vent goes through. All right, once you take that nut off, this whole thing comes out. This comes out of the chain brake there, just like that. All right, hopefully you're following me here. So where that vent line goes through the side, there's just a little hole inside this carb box. And when it comes out here, it's not super obvious what's going on until you kind of finagle with it. But there's this little plate here. And what I ended up having to do is I put my chainsaw tool in there. It kind of opens up. I'm not going to do it again because I don't need to right now. I think you'll get the point. But when you open that up, you bring that plate out, that vent line comes out into this, and there's like a little foam filter that's rubber banded on the end of it. So again, when I took this all apart, there were so many deteriorated pieces that I kind of had to use a toothpick and clean a lot of that out, push the chunks through the hole. Hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully that helps somebody out. Alrighty, well, hopefully you guys liked the video. I definitely liked finding and rehabbing this one, bringing it back to life. Kind of a cool piece of history. Definitely probably be more of just to, use it whenever. Not my daily saw, that's for sure. But it's pretty cool. Appreciate you guys watching. I do have some more barn find videos coming, some other chainsaws that I've rehabbed. Just going to kind of run them just like this one, talk about what was broke on it, how I went about fixing it. And hopefully you guys will tune in for those. As always, thanks for watching.